up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Unfiltered Love Podcast.
Wow. I wonder what a compilation of us doing that every week would sound like.
Really annoying.
Yeah, it really would.
I bet it would.
Wow. Anyways, welcome back to my garage recording studio thing. It's really hot in here, as it is every week.
The special Covered in Ants edition.
Yeah, today, oh man. Wait, was last week the one with the fail?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now today, before we shot, there were ants all up in our recording thing because of the margaritas we spilled last week. Woo!
We're adults.
Life. That's life.
Yeah.
I've just been spilling things just over and over and over again in my studio lately.
Yeah.
It's a new problem. Well, welcome back to the podcast. Hope you're having a good day. Today is going to be a sort of a fun one, but also like sort of structured. So it'll be structured fun, like you know.
Let's try not to have a fight during the podcast talking about common fights people have.
Oh my god.
We had a fight earlier.
Like just literally as you were coming up with the topics because. This is too much because...
No, you know what? You go ahead, because you're going to lose this one.
Why am I going to lose it?
Because...
We have certain toilet paper in the house. God.
We have one leftover roll.
We have a backup roll that is not quality.
Because it's one ply.
It's horrible.
I hate it too.
But we have
to use it at some point though.
No, that's for a rainy day when there's not a...
Okay, no, and I agree, and that's what today was.
No, when I looked in the closet, there were some good multiply curtain signature.
Why don't we start from the beginning of the story? Let's give it some context. So go ahead. You went into the bathroom.
Okay, hold up.
You took like a hot giant dump.
No, I do not. Yeah, it was.
Okay, I know.
Yeah. Anyways, when you live together, that was something that we started to work through. Because before that, she was just a fairy that never pooped. Actually, she still is a fairy that never poops. It's really
the anti-poop fairy.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
I knew I'd be something when I grew up.
I keep trying. I'm just giving her fiber. I don't know what's going on.
Girls don't poop.
She does not. Anyways. Everyone else that's listening to this is like, no, that's crap.
I had a girl in my class who tried to actually convince me that she never pooped, and I'm like, yo, for real? She's like, no, really though, I don't. I'm like,
We all have exhaust. It's a byproduct of our
exhaust. That's a really nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
But go ahead. So you took a giant hot steamy dump.
Yes, I went down to Browntown.
Jesus. My dad would say, I'm just going to drop the kids off at the pool.
At the pool, exactly.
So bad.
Anyways,
I never understood that until I was older, and I was like, oh.
Okay, so after a hot Charlie steamer, then I realized that all we had was the single ply, and I was sad. That's my story.
Oh, no. You yelled at me.
Yelled?
You bitched about it to me.
Okay.
I came into the bathroom and you were like, now. And you did like the hands on the hips thing.
Waterboarded.
So you got frustrated that there was single ply toilet paper.
Oh my God. Everyone's
on the roll.
Leave.
What they don't know is that about 30 minutes prior, I went to the bathroom to visit the Tinkle Fairy.
Oh, yes, the Tinkle Fairy.
Yes. And I went to get toilet paper, and there was nothing but a roll there with no toilet paper on it. Just the cardboard.
It wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't me.
Mm-hmm. So
our roommates.
What do I do?
Time.
The cabinet right behind the toilet has our emergency leftover single ply toilet paper roll. So because someone, don't know who it could have been,
oh my God,
used the last bit of toilet paper and did not put a new roll on. I put the emergency roll there, and then you had the nerve to take that shit out on me, literally.
Hey, it wasn't me, I swear. It wasn't me. We have guests randomly that use our bathroom, and I don't know why they use mine, or our bathroom. Anyways, so today's podcast.
On that note.
Do you have the topic of today's podcast?
Well, yeah, I thought it would be super fun to talk about fights.
Oh my God.
And different couples have different types of fights, but I do think that there are at least 10 that I came up with that's a common thread among a lot of people, like the most common.
Mm-hmm.
So I've written down 10 common arguments people have in every relationship, and I thought we could go over them and talk about how to avoid them.
All right.
And somehow toilet paper didn't make it on this list, but it should be.
As number 2, actually. Oh my God.
Oh God, is it this one?
Yes. Yes. Okay, well, before we dive into that, we are going to be reading a review. A review. If you did not know, I'm so parched. I can't wait. This is the best time of the show for me.
I'm going to try to do a thing where I don't spill it into the equipment.
Yeah, it's okay because I removed all of the ants.
It's okay to say you killed the ants.
Okay, I don't know if we're going to piss off ant people.
It's the internet.
I'm still trying to figure out how to not offend anyone anymore.
I think that, yeah, we removed the ants.
It's the internet is so tough. Anyways, all right. So if you did not know, you can leave a review of our podcast, and this is the best podcast out there out of all podcasts. So it's important that you tell the podcast app, Google Play, wherever it is that you listen to it, and leave a review. And if you do leave a review, and it is witty, and it is fun.
Witty? Did you just say witty?
I might have said witty.
Oh, God.
We might read it on air right now. So I have chosen today's review. Oh my gosh. The subject line is "In Love" with 2 exclamation marks, from Cattle 1, Cat L1. L'chaim.
Cheers.
Wow. I'm not a podcast person, but I really love you guys, so I decided to listen. I think that may have been the best choice I ever made.
Wow.
I love this podcast
I agree.
So much. It's so raw and real. Sometimes while watching, I'm dying from laughter, and other times I'm sobbing. You guys are doing a really good job with this.
Aw, that's actually a really nice review.
That is really cute.
Aww.
Thank you for the nice review. Sometimes, I feel the same way. Our episodes get sort of heavy sometimes. We talk about some real stuff. If you don't know, you can leave a question on our Patreon, patreon.com/Jaclyn and David, and we have received some very real relationship, love, life questions, and they test our ability to give good advice in tough situations.
Yeah, it's everything from how to flirt to one of the ones we just did was
fertility.
She couldn't get pregnant. By the way, there was an update. She said that she's taking new medicine and changed her diet.
Was that because of our podcast?
I think we
solved it?
I think she probably spoke to her doctor.
Oh.
But she's feeling much more optimistic.
Oh, that's good.
I am stoked.
Good. That's good. See, anyways, we have a really cool community over there, and you can ask us questions, and you can even be on the podcast in video form if you send a video question.
Yes.
Okay. That was our review. Shall we? Shall we dive into? All right. Let's not fight. Agree to not fight.
I mean, I was pretty upset about the toilet paper argument.
Well, look, our relationship started off with a arm wrestle, a romantic fight.
I mean, I just wanted to hold your hand, but okay.
Yeah, it was really nice.
This argument with the toilet paper and the shitting and having nothing to wipe whenever I peed had actually nothing to do with wanting to hold your hand throughout that.
Yeah. Yes, I understand.
Anyway, I think all these, I came up with 10, but some of them kind of overlap and some of them have multiple parts. I don't really know. But I think that these are some super common arguments. The first one, I think everyone probably is going to guess money.
Yeah. Money is, as a child, clearly, in my growing up, high school, whatever kind of relationships, you don't deal with that. I didn't have to deal with that really until it's sort of real world adult stuff set in. Mm-hmm. And that was, those are definitely some big arguments that I've had to deal with. I don't remember exactly. You get the one partner. For me, I had one partner that I was often overextending myself for the other one.
I've been in that position before.
Mm-hmm. And then it becomes the norm that I'm just going to cover it. Mm-hmm. And then I would never get paid back, or that was sort of my money issue.
Yeah, I had the same thing. And there's a certain amount of understanding that goes with it with some people if they're struggling or having a hard time. Mm-hmm. I would gladly cover part of their responsibility financially. But whenever you're doing that and they're not working hard and they're kind of, I guess, unappreciative of you, and you just don't see it, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Mm-hmm. If the other person is motivated and they're working hard and they acknowledge that the situation is temporary, then that would mean so much to me. But like the way I had it, it wasn't like that. I was like paying all of the rent and doing all of the cleaning, and still like, yeah, it was not great.
Yep.
But,
doing all the rent and paying all the cleaning. Was this at this apartment that we both were together? Were you paying the rent at that apartment?
No, you didn't live with me.
Well, we were like sort of roommates.
We split our time between here and there. Anyways, money's a big one. Mm-hmm. I saw that a lot, like growing up, because like we had no money when I was growing up. We were like hella poor, which is, you know what, I kind of appreciate because it gave me perspective.
My parents were struggling as well.
Yeah.
For me, but my sisters, they were fine. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have electronics. I got like a Hot Wheel car for Hanukkah. And
Hot Wheel cars are sweet though.
I got like one.
But were you stoked about it?
I was so stoked.
See, and that's a cool thing, because like I feel like, I don't know, a lot of kids now probably get thousands of dollars worth of presents on Christmas, and it's like...
Wait, so we never talked about how much money we're going to give our children for Hanukkah in presents.
Hanukkah, so like every day?
Every day. See, this is why people fight. They fight about money, about how much Hanukkah presents to...
I don't know. I'm like, this. That's one of my weaknesses with money. I'm really, really good with money. I don't spend money on myself, but I will spend money on other people and friends and family. And like, I get excited about birthdays. And
yeah, you got
Christmas.
me. You gave me the best surprise birthday I've never had a surprise birthday. It was actually I was gonna say like the worst, but it wasn't the worst. But I only like comedies, movies, and I don't like thrillers so much. It scared the crap out of me.
You really did.
It really, I instantly was startled. I walked into the house. We walked in. We went out to a nice dinner. Thank you. We went to Tony Roma's. It was
no free brand deals.
No. Anyways, I've spent most of my birthdays there. Mm-hmm. And we walked into the house, and I was like, "Would you mind putting the leftovers in the fridge? I really have to go pee." And I said that, and I walked around.
I was hoping that you were gonna say something embarrassing,
and I did.
I was so happy.
And I'm sure everyone felt bad because I walked around the corner and everyone screamed, and I just instantly started peeing everywhere. And I created a Facebook event for the surprise party. Yeah, I showed it to you. Was I really drunk?
It was super duper surprise party,
you're
whatever. Right. And in the description of it, I was like, I want you guys to scare the shit out of him. And they did so good.
Oh,
they were like, surprise! It wasn't like surprise. It was like, surprise!
It was
great. It was great.
I was in full fight mode.
You did. You no.
I was
you were no, it wasn't like fists.
I recoiled.
No, it wasn't like recoiling with fists.
There was a 9-year-old at the party, and I kicked her in the head. And
you were trying to defend yourself. It was really cute.
Thanks.
It was everything I ever hoped for.
Yeah, and that's why we're just watching comedies for the rest of the year. And it was awesome. Anyways, yes.
We watched that one scary movie, though.
Which one?
Is it called Us?
Oh, yeah. I didn't like that.
Or You? What was it called? Oh, my God. You. Us.
You. Us. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Anyways, we're talking
really
about...
Good. Yeah, no. Money.
Money.
The other thing I've seen before when people fight about money is whenever one person makes more than the other and they kind of hold that over them and they're kind of controlling with that, or they feel entitled to something because of that, or I have seen in other situations people that have fights because one person spent money on a thing and they didn't run it by the other person, and so there's a lot of fights about money.
So we're gonna have to we're gonna get together and I'll be like, you can buy.
I can buy.
All.
I buy whatever I want to buy.
I know. But you can buy just hundreds of pairs of shoes, and
I literally have 3 pairs of shoes that I wear.
I have one.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't spend money on myself. I do though when it comes to experiences.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I will spend money because what's the point of life if you don't like do I think like cool food and cool experiences.
Yep, I agree.
I spend money on that shit.
I think we have a good.
So how do you avoid? How do you avoid problems?
Just date people who have the same money views as you. No bad advice.
No money. I thought you were gonna say same money. But then you said money views.
Bad advice? Maybe not. Honestly, we do link up when it comes to like things like family or like self.
Well, I can't imagine imagine if, let's say we were in a situation where I relied on you, but I also had like a shopping addiction. How frustrating would that be? Like I couldn't.
I would work extra hard to support that because I got you. Like I love you and I want you to have.
That's so unhealthy, David. That's so bad. Like I couldn't make that work.
Okay.
Like imagine.
I didn't know if that was a test. Did I pass the test?
It was not a test.
Oh, okay.
It was not everything is a test.
Oh yeah.
But I think that would be really difficult. So I think you're right. If your views kind of align on what you together want to spend money on, then
yeah, and I think you and I are coming from the perspective of putting your lives together for real, like actually like, hey, like let's do this thing. Let's do the damn thing.
Oh, okay, Becca.
Becca K. But that's sort of where our relationship is.
Yeah.
And I certainly never, ever really thought about it before.
Really?
No.
I guess I didn't either. But I've always kind of saved money because I'm like, okay, one day I'll need this for like real adult things.
That's good.
So I've always kind of had like future plans in my mind, but like for myself, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. I got a retirement fund, you know.
Oh yeah, I got an IRA. Yeah.
Wow.
My parents begged me to get an IRA for like 10 years. I finally listened to them. So yeah.
It's funny whenever you get older and like you finally start listening to your parents, you're like, oh yeah, that was good advice.
Yo, if you do that when you're 18, like.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Did you not know?
No.
I think I made you get an IRA.
No, I had one.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was. Wow, we spent a lot of time talking about money.
That's okay. We don't. Yeah, we can fly through some of these.
Another one, communication. That's like a very broad.
What?
See, you actually got me earlier. I was like in my own headspace. I was okay. What were you doing? Like
you
were digging around on Twitter.
I have the worst problem because it doesn't matter how maybe like tense a situation might be. If she asks me like, "Do you hear me?" and it doesn't matter if we're fighting, doesn't matter if it's tense. My response to "Do you hear me?" is what? And I can't help it. I'm so sorry.
Well, so you were on Twitter, and I was trying to come up with these 10 fights.
Yes.
And I was like, what about communication? And you said, what? And I was like so focused. I'm like, communication. And you're like, what? And this happened like 3 times. And I'm like, David!
You didn't get it.
Well, yeah, because I was focused. Anyway.
So, yeah, I mean.
Communication is important.
So, I honestly think that probably is the biggest overarching category of all of this for me. Or no, I got another one. But communication is everything when it comes to that. Honestly, even money, but romantic expectations, how to love and how to give or to receive love.
Yeah, I think a lot of fights that people have are because of misunderstandings almost. I mean, sometimes not. Sometimes it's pretty black and white. But like sometimes it's like, oh, I thought that you meant this, or you didn't say this, and I thought you were gonna, communicate your emotions better, and sometimes that's difficult.
And you have to translate into the other person's language.
I struggle with that sometimes.
Because I don't understand. Just dumb it down. Dumb it down for David.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying sometimes it's hard for me to articulate my feelings.
Oh.
So,
me too.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can usually articulate my feelings a little better than me.
Really?
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. God, I need to write a song. I haven't written a song in like too long. I started to today, honestly, while vacuuming. I have like a new note in my phone. It's like a really cute song. I wonder if it'll make it into a song.
Is it about the toilet paper?
No. No.
Disappointed. So yeah, communication.
One ply. All right. Continue.
Communication is important. So how do people in general actually avoid fights about communication? Also us, how do we fix that problem?
We have a communication problem?
Everyone has a communication problem.
Oh.
That's the thing. It's like everyone, you have to like learn. Every relationship with every new person is going to be like a new learning curve because like they have a different brain. Certain things will make sense to them. Certain things won't. Certain things that you think are obvious and that were obvious to other people won't be obvious to this person. And some things that you thought would be complicated are simple. So everything changes with every new relationship, and you have to kind of like relearn how to communicate. And
I think it's sort of easy to fall out of the direct communication line, I feel like you need to readdress that from time to time and honestly sort of take time to connect. I mean, even us, clearly we're relationship podcast experts, but we're still figuring it out. But like our lives just changed. You moved in, you work here, I work here. We're working our asses off on this tour, imperfectlyhumantour.com.
We're about to leave in a week, and that's okay.
We're business partners.
Let's segue.
Lovers.
Lovers.
Best friends.
Let's segue into another one that is, I think people often fight a lot about not spending enough time together.
That's exactly where we're about to go.
So yeah, I think that's a good segue because, you have to kind of take time away from your busy life. I mean, people are busy.
And for us, it's not even literally like we are already working together.
But there has to be like
a break.
Yeah, and that's like a thing we're like working on, like trying to do better at because we're spending time together, but it's not like quality time.
Yeah.
Because we're both like working on like, let's do this thing for the tour or, whatever it may be that day. And that's different than going on a date.
We need to go back to our cabin.
Yeah, we do.
We really do. Day. You know what's probably going to happen?
Drugs are bad?
Drugs are bad. Think about the timing of the tours. We're probably going to go back to our cabin for our anniversary. Don't you think?
We could.
It's like, we get back and then hopefully we go on a cruise.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
Can we invite all of our listeners to come on a cruise? Is that bad? Is that weird?
No.
Isn't that weird?
You guys have to get your own ticket, but that'd be freaking fun.
Yeah, we're gonna all just
Unfiltered Love Cruise Edition.
It's just like it's like 6 rooms on a cruise, but it's just whatever.
Yo, that'd be the ultimate party.
It would be really cool, and they're really cheap, especially if you go in like October when it's like you want to sit out.
Yo, can we actually do that?
I'm trying to.
That would be so much fun.
Okay.
Be like, hey guys, we're going on this cruise at this time.
Yeah, come kick it.
Oh, that'd be so fun. I've never been on a cruise.
I have. It was a long time ago. Can I tell you a story? Do we have time for a story?
Is it?
It's about the time when I snuck alcohol onto a cruise.
Oh, the Listerine.
It's not a good story?
The Listerine. No, you can tell the Listerine story.
Okay. So I went on a cruise. As soon as you're not allowed to go on a cruise unless you're 21 if you're not with your parents. And I went without my parents. Right when our friend group was 21. And I came up with the idea of instead of buying like $14 daiquiris and margaritas or whatever they have, I came up with the idea of let's sneak alcohol in Listerine bottles. So I bought food coloring. I bought like a blue, a green, like whatever, and we started like mixing them. And I had like 4 different bottles. I had like a spearmint, and I had like a cool mint, and I had like a Listerine and whatever, winter mint. I had all these different ones. So I actually like had a little bit of fun like mixing the purple and the red and the blue. Like I like matched the colors to the colors. Anyways, my job was to do this, and I rinsed out the Listerine bottles as best as I could. And I put in the rum, and I put in the vodka.
As best as he could.
That's where this is going.
Uh-huh.
And then on the cruise, you want to make mixed drinks. It totally worked. Not sure if this is illegal. Not sure if talking about this right now is like a crime or something.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Getting arrested.
And you only have the free juices that they give you for free to drink with it. So have you ever had orange juice after brushing your teeth? or like around.
Gross.
Yeah, exactly. It was the worst.
Oh.
So we were drinking like orange juice with like rum that was like minty, and I ruined everything, but we still wanted to save money, and it was gross. So anyways, yeah, we should do that. And I'll either do better, or we can communicate on ways to clean
Oh.
Listerine.
Let's do that now. Because didn't you just finish a bottle? Like
Of Listerine?
Just,
I should keep it.
Literally just now?
Yeah, I
Let's
did.
put it in the dishwasher and keep it.
Oh, wow.
And then in 3 months or whatever, when we go on a cruise, if we go on a cruise, we'll have one that's definitely not going to make everything taste.
Wow. So that way
Gross.
we don't have to just buy a bunch of Listerine bottles and throw them out. That's nice.
I'm freaking brilliant.
You're so smart. I'm always so impressed by how smart you are.
Literally.
We're going to save so much money.
Genius. I am a
Certified genius.
genius.
Certified genius. All right, on to the next.
And this kind of involves communication, but I think people fight a lot about feeling like they are sharing the load, like when it comes to doing chores and things around the house and different like tasks and responsibilities.
I've had so many fights in relationships about this.
Wow, I'm shocked. This is you?
Look,
You can't even finish a sentence.
I am there for you. Okay,
He really supports me whenever I clean. He supports that.
No, okay, we'll get there in a second. One of my tapestry relationship.
You do cook more.
My hippie relationship, I would get in trouble for not cleaning out the toaster. I also apologize to you because
The toaster oven is really gross.
Sorry, I will clean it out. Okay.
I don't really care very much
thank
about
God.
that.
That was so bad.
I'm more of like I like things to be vacuumed and mopped because the floor in the house gets really gross. And it's not even just animal fur. Like y'all shed.
Y'all,
it's like man hair everywhere.
wow.
It is. And it forms these tiny little like tumbleweeds.
And that's why we cough them up from time to time.
Ew. So I live in a house with 3 guys, including David, and I do the vacuuming, and especially
That's not true. I vacuumed today.
in the studio,
I did vacuum,
not
though.
the house, in the hallway between like the bathrooms and the 3 of our rooms.
Yeah, it does get hair.
That if the baseboards don't get vacuumed, like that's where all like the hair like gets pushed. And if those, like, it's so gross. It's literally all dark hair. It's not red.
I want to help you. I don't want you to do all of these things. I love you so deeply, and I don't want you to feel that you do more of the chores. Mm-hmm. However, she does laundry every day, just like a load of laundry. I don't know where she gets it.
I do it like
she's
twice a week.
No, she's like, every day there's a new load. I, in the past, used to do laundry like once a month.
How?
I just had a lot of clothes.
Okay, my issue isn't that like I'm running out of clothes and I need to do laundry because I have nothing else to wear. It's that the hamper gets full and then it starts overflowing onto the floor.
Anyways, guys, welcome to our we're not actually fighting, but we're actually fighting. This is serious right now.
I can't believe you make fun of me.
I love you.
For doing laundry?
I'm not making fun. I made fun of you for the towels.
The towels are really cute.
Yeah, they're so cute. They're decorative.
They're sparkly.
They're really nice. Yeah, I like that.
They are nice.
But anyways, it's still. Anyways, yes. As far as that goes, I think it's really important that the person that doesn't share the load in housing responsibilities, I probably. Yes. So basically, just do it. Just get there. I'm sorry.
You do cook more often than
Thank you. I went. You know what? I got you lunch today. I make you breakfast all the time. I do cook more often. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm credit for that. I make you some like cocktails.
You do. You're really good at making.
Yeah.
At making some drinks.
Exactly.
I want a lemon drop.
I'm waiting on the lemons to grow in.
Yeah. Well, I think we might be at that halfway point.
Shall we take a break?
Take a break.
Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
We would like to thank adamandeve.com for sponsoring this podcast. I love adamandeve.com.
Yeah, so we have a very special exclusive code that you guys can use on adamandeve.com.
What's the code?
The code is FILTER. But what do they get?
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you what. If you use FILTER, FILTER, at adamandeve.com, you can get 50% off any one item and free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. Some exclusions apply, but that's an awesome deal. That's like a really, trust me, is this okay to say? I've used a lot of their products and they're amazing.
Of course it's okay to say.
You've used their products. We have enjoyed their products together. And this is a relationship podcast. It helps.
Yeah, so really, if you want to take your relationship to the next level...
There are so many different levels on some of the toys, like there are different functions. It's great.
Yes, so just make sure you insertion that code FILTER into the checkout on adamandeve.com.
All right. Yay! That was a bad joke. Filter?
Yeah, filter.
Insertion?
Insert.
Oh, my God. Discount code FILTER.
Filter.
adamandeve.com. Do it. Do it.
Yeah. Jaclyn.
Yes, David. Why are you crying?
It's just that our podcast...
No, not the podcast.
You see, I didn't want to believe it at first, but I don't think we're getting enough ratings and reviews to go on.
No, but they're streaming on Tuesdays and watching on Thursdays, but not reviewing.
Yes, my love. I'm so scared right now.
Oh my God, it's getting worse. If only more people would go to Spotify and the podcast app and leave a review. Maybe they could save us all.
Before it's too late.
Subscribe and review.
Subscribe and review.
Can someone just hold me? Don't fix me. Don't try to change a thing. Can someone just know me?
And don't even get me started about the amount of toothpaste that you put on my toothbrush.
There's enough toothpaste.
It is a joke. Oh, and we're back.
Wow.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't realize you guys were here.
No clue at all.
Wow, that's great. Hopefully you guys had a nice commercial break.
Oh, man. So, what else can we fight about?
You and I?
Yeah. So, okay.
I want to fight with you.
We have done money. We've done communication. We've done chores. Ooh, let's get into the nasty ones. Trust issues.
Yeah. I'm trying to see which ones. Oh, see, I can see the full list. I can see how that's sort of related to one of the future items that we're gonna hit.
Yeah.
Which honestly we could maybe even hit next. But yeah, trust issues is.
I have them. I'm sorry. I know that this is a problem of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not. It's not necessarily that I expect you to do something bad. It's just like a Pavlov. Pavlov. Yeah. It's like I hear the bell and I salivate whether or not there's food.
Yep.
So I just think that it's like I'm working through all of my past shit, but it's just really hard when you've been in so many toxic relationships where every single person has been unfaithful. It's just like your brain can't really comprehend someone not, even though I don't think that you are that kind of person, but still it's hard for my brain to understand that. No. So I still feel sometimes I don't know.
And we do have to talk about it a lot and communicate about it. And
I'm getting better. And I do think I'm getting a lot better.
I, once again, make dumbass jokes that I shouldn't do. You really need to
not make those jokes,
Yeah,
David.
I know, but the problem is that for me, I'm so confident that there's nothing to worry about. So if I make a joke about whatever, then...
Okay, so let's talk about it. The other day...
Oh, God, which one?
I was being sweet, and I was telling you that...
I don't remember.
I'm so, thankful that I have, such a good guy.
Oh, no, I don't like this story. That one was bad.
Anyway, it's fine. I'm over it.
Yeah, no, I felt horrible for it.
You made a joke.
I've made more jokes about, You were like, no, I've been cheating on you the whole time. But, I mean, you obviously... yes,
but you thought it was funny. And I was like...
yeah, I shouldn't have said that. It triggered her so hard. And, I said that.
Yeah, it does.
I was totally kidding. And it was a huge... Speaking of Pavlov, tail between the legs, because I said something that was so...
Yeah.
I knew it was the furthest from, it... And
but overall, I feel like I'm getting better.
Yeah, you are. And I'm going to show you, we're going to be 90 years old and you're going to be like, you
checking out that girl over there? You see her walker? You checking out her walker? She's got nice tennis balls on the bottom of her walker. I need to update my tennis balls. Quit looking over there.
Well, I like your tennis balls.
Oh, you like my tennis balls? This got really weird. This got really weird really fast.
We're
being super real, though.
Are we going to
with these conversations?
Number one, are we going to either still be pretty wild? Are we going to do it a lot? And are we gonna...
Yeah. We're going to be the gross grandparents that
oh, God.
scar their grandchildren because we make sex jokes and they're like, ugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's going to be that. Or, are we also going to run a sexy podcast like this?
Yes.
Sweet. And welcome to Unfiltered Podcast. I love your tennis balls.
Oh, they're hanging down real low.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that also leads into, I think, the next one, which is jealousy.
Yep.
And that is something that, oh my God.
See, that's what you were leading into. I was leading into another one, honestly.
Oh, really? Which one?
No, it's fine. Let's go into jealousy.
Oh, the past and baggage?
Yeah.
I
That's
guess,
what your trust issues are.
Yeah, my trust issues relate to, my past and, the baggage. And I'm working through all that. And I do think that, us at this point in our relationship versus the very beginning when we started dating, I'm definitely so much better, I feel in my own head.
And we talk about as much as we can. We talk about everything. And honestly, in the episode last week, which I watched today, and it's so, you have to watch, it's 32 minutes into it, we start to talk about the cabin, and we talked about sort of how we we're weeping into each other's arms and everything, but you can see in that episode how just sort of enamored with you I just am, and then how that memory sort of sits with me. And that moment was sort of the first time that we dove into these real issues.
Yeah.
That was the first time that we did talk about baggage.
Well, because I was holding a lot of stuff back.
Yeah.
And it took drugs, I guess.
Yeah, guys.
For me.
Drugs, bread.
to kind of let down my guard a little bit and, talk about how I feel some of the stuff I've been through has kind of messed me up a little bit. And you made me feel a lot better. You said that you want to be the guy.
I do want to be the guy.
You want to be the guy that I can trust and that, proves that is a thing that I can have in life.
Yeah.
So that was very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, me from that point to now is I think very different.
Which is so crazy because that was 10 months ago.
Yeah.
In a few days. Yeah. Well, this podcast comes out next week, so a week.
Yeah, that's true. So, so I guess baggage, and I think everybody has baggage, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of people fight over, gosh, all these are related. This is so hard for me to stay on one without going into the other. But baggage is definitely a big one, and I think the biggest tip that I can give people on that is, two. First of all, you have to work on it for you. You can't rely on anybody else. You have to do that for yourself. And second of all, you have to find somebody who supports you through that, because I've had, experiences where things I've gone through have been used against me.
Yep.
To make me feel bad about myself, to put me down. And that is the most toxic. And it's also really hard to heal yourself whenever you're around somebody that is making you feel so much worse about yourself. It's really hard to want to dig up your past and go through your insecurities and all these things that you went through that kind of hurt you.
Especially if your partner has already nitpicked some already.
Yeah.
And is using them against you. And I know that it's a slow process of being able to let someone into the vulnerabilities of your heart like that. But if you can slowly open up to them and they can be accepting of it, that's a huge sign that there's something going on there that's positive and great for you. And then hopefully you can let all your walls down over time. Mm-hmm. I'm still knocking our walls down. I'm still trying to figure out if I have any walls left. I just never had any walls. Our first date, I told her everything. Everything about me. It was too much information.
That's not true. You didn't tell me everything.
I'm pretty sure I did.
We had a conversation the other day where you told me some stuff you'd never told me before.
What was this about? So you don't have to tell me.
We shouldn't.
Okay, that's fine. I don't remember.
But it was nice because I think the longer you're with somebody, the more you learn all the things that they've done. And like everyone, we're all human. Imperfectly human.
Oh my God, imperfectlyhuman.com.
We're all human, and we've all like done shitty things, right?
Yeah.
There's like everyone has things that they've done in their life that were bad, that they're embarrassed about, and it's hard.
Learning points.
Yeah, and like
weakness,
you have to kind of go through that to learn and grow. But to tell someone else, like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because at least for me, whenever I open up about things that I'm uncomfortable about, like saying them to someone else makes it like feel more real. Whereas if like you hold it in, then it's like you can suppress it. But once you talk about it, shit's out there, and then you have to deal with it.
Yep. And I don't think you can have a real lasting relationship that isn't constantly chipping away at these walls.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like there's not a whole lot left. I don't think. Well, I mean, except for when you go through life experiences, like there are things I've never experienced in life, and like I don't know,
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna have to
you figure stuff out as you go. But for the most part, I feel like I have an understanding of what I need to at this point.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's
sort of
like
excited to like try to figure out some of those things with you, where like, let's say like a kid gets bad grades, and we have to like figure out.
I mean,
like,
that's like not
how hard to spank them or whatever. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I think we're not doing that.
Anyway, I was thinking more of like what if like, we talked about this in another podcast. Like, what if I struggled like to get pregnant, or what if I got sick, or like,
same.
Like there's a lot of stuff that in life. I
didn't mean it. And then yeah.
If you can't get pregnant, I don't know how I'm gonna work through it. But no, I'm just saying if you go through things in life together that are difficult, you never really know how you're gonna react to those things until you're in that position.
And we've had our fair share of trials and tribulations.
Honestly, we have.
They just sort of always are coming through.
Yeah.
But it's constant learning.
Yeah.
Helping each other and our strengths and weaknesses with each other, and
I mean, we have dealt with some stuff already, like some serious stuff.
From the pretty much early, like very beginning, we had drama, we had like all kinds of shit. Like,
well, I mean, like serious stuff, like my grandma died, and that was hard.
That was really hard.
And like I had like a health scare, and that was like frustrating for me. And I don't know, like real shit.
Yeah.
Real shit, and then like drama, that's stressful. But I mean, like the big things in life.
Yeah.
And it's important. True. It's important to have somebody that can support you through those. So that is we didn't really cover much else with baggage. But yeah, I mean, like you have to trust. Like that goes back to trust. You have to trust somebody that they'll support you through things, and you have to work through your own shit, and you have to be with somebody who is conducive to that, because someone who is like putting you down, like I was in that, and that like really made me like just. Like all the stuff that I should have been working on, it just kind of got worse.
Did you have that in multiple relationships? There was really just sort of one that was the main put
It was
down.
really kind of one.
I wonder, like, if that's a power thing.
I mean, like, honestly, like we were talking about this the other day. Like, I had like bad relationships in different aspects, but I only had one that was like really like putting me down constantly.
We had an interesting conversation the other day where I asked her to list her top 3, like order 1 through 3 of her bad relationships, of like best to worst, and it was like really tough for her. I struggled. It was like,
I mean, objectively the last one was the worst, but I don't think like mentally that affected me the most. Mm-hmm. So it's like hard to rank.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So baggage, I got it. Everyone's got it. But and okay, so the putting someone down and stuff, that kind of leads into jealousy, because a lot of the insults that I would get were about being jealous over my past. Like, oh, you had this relationship or that relationship, and like they were in the past, but still it was like being brought up to hurt me.
Yeah.
And that was a jealousy thing, I think.
Yeah, and I think jealousy is something that everyone encounters, and it's certainly hard to deal with, but it always comes down to trust, and it always comes down to truly like understanding sort of past versus now, and like what is truly your priority at the time, at this time in your life. I I've usually been a not jealous person, but even I've probably shown some jealous side to you from time to time.
I think I probably have too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so ugly.
It is ugly.
It's like, and
but it's real. Like everyone
it is
has
real.
it.
Everyone struggles with it, but
It's all based on insecurity.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, we worked through it and we acknowledged it, and like, I felt bad and you felt bad, and it didn't last very long. But yeah, it's hard to not like pop up sometimes. You just gotta crush it.
Yeah.
And if that lasts, I can't imagine any relationship working out where jealousy is just always like that is just not.
Yeah, that's a really
that would
really
be
tough
so
one.
miserable. That'd be so miserable to deal with. So that's definitely a big one.
I wonder how many people like that listen to this podcast in like bad relationships sort of like had some form of like, oh man, either they're talking about me or like
we're talking about you.
Like, we're talking about you. But, like, I don't know. I wonder if anyone's ever, like, listened to or taken advice of ours or...
I hope. Yeah, let us know.
Because, honestly, what I would imagine would be, like, someone's on the fence, which, honestly, I've been on the fence in should have broken up things for, like, years.
Me too.
Like, that should have ended until somebody, like, pushed them, gave them the balls.
No, I'm just talking to all the girls out there listening. You're searching on YouTube, should we break up? Or like, how do I know when I'm supposed to break up?
Yeah, I've certainly even looked up shit like that.
You have to.
Yeah.
When you start looking that stuff up, it's time.
We also just need to make sure that the Unfiltered Love podcast has all of those tags and metadata in there so that people can find it.
I'm just saying, if you're like wondering and you're like searching, every time I've gotten to that point, it's been like,
yeah,
DUN.
But like, I've been DUN and then like, there goes another, and then you wait around for another year.
Poof, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. That's bad. I think the older we get, the less we put up with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's experience, honestly. The more you experience, like, the less patience you have for bullshit.
Yeah. Anyways, I hope our podcast has helped some of you. And if you are freshly single because of our podcast, head on over to our Patreon, and then you can actually send in your video submission as a dating submission. We'll feature you here. No,
we're not doing that.
I just came up with that idea. That was a unilateral decision.
You've hinted at wanting to. I'm not matchmaking, because then you're responsible whenever things don't work out.
But wouldn't that be sweet? And we could like spin a wheel, and I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
The wheel of love.
The Unfiltered Love Wheel of Love. Yeah, we have Unfiltered Love merch on tour. We have Unfiltered Love shot glasses.
Yeah, if they show up in time.
They're totally not going to show up in time. We're not going to have Unfiltered Love shot glasses. There's no way. There's no way. But what's going to happen is they'll get here, and then our roommates are going to have to ship them to us at like my grandma's house or something. That's what's going to happen.
All right, we have 3 more.
3 more.
All right, family and friends. So I thought that was important to be on the list, because I've had many times where it's gone both ways. Either the person I was with didn't like my friends and they tried to like separate me from my friends, which is super bad.
That's bad.
Or my friends really didn't approve of my relationship, and then that like made things difficult for me.
I have had my family sabotage my relationships. Yeah.
Yes, I have heard about this.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to David's parents for getting me this awesome tank top. They found a tank top that said imperfectly
imperfect.
Imperfectly perfect.
They really like her.
This is so cute. Imperfectly imperfect.
They like love her.
This is so cute. So they saw this and it reminded them of the tour. And they got it and they sent it to me, and I was so excited. This is like perfect for the tour we're about to do.
Yeah, no, they like you. And they've destroyed... I mean, those relationships are doomed anyways. But it doesn't mean my mom wasn't going to rain hellfire down on them.
And that's why I love your mom. She's me.
Oh gosh,
we both have that like rain hellfire down ability.
So bad.
I love it.
Oh God. When the breakups are just like, oh yeah, and I hate your mother, and it's like, God, what?
What? Nuh-uh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get there. I could never have your mother be in my family. Like,
that's
shit like that.
So nasty.
Maybe I shouldn't say that. Well, she doesn't listen to the podcast. My mom is lovely when she likes you. But she'll talk her mind. And honestly, in my relationship
I never knew she said that.
Oh, yeah. And relationships that work. My parents are super loving and super supportive, but when they don't work, I maybe don't know that it's not working, and I'm fighting for it to prove to my family that it's working. And my parents see through that. They see right through that. They know I'm not happy, even though I'm like,
well, that's why the hellfire was rained down upon you.
So they rained down the hellfire. They split the ocean with the rock and the stone, and I
think I read about this in the Bible somewhere.
You haven't read the Old Testament.
I have too. I done read all of it.
All right, so my Torah portion was Korach, which is I probably still have it memorized. It was like it was like a guy that was opposed to Moses. By the way, I don't believe in any of this. This is just like my Torah portion when I was 13. And he was like the one that like fought up against Moses. And then anyways, the ground opened up and it like swallowed him. Anyways, that was my Torah portion.
Okay.
And my mom does that to anyone that I'm dating. Is where I was going with
not anyone.
Well, if she doesn't like them. Yeah.
Your mother is lovely.
She really is. She's a very lovely, lovely lady.
That makes me mad.
That she's lovely?
No, the story you told me about saying like.
Oh, right now on the podcast?
Yeah, I never knew that like those words were said, and that like makes me very angry, and I feel defensive now.
Oh yeah, no, that was one of those things that just sort of like I was like, ouch, and then I like put it away. Yeah.
I don't put shit away like that.
Rain down your hellfire.
I remember it forever.
Yeah.
No, but I do think sometimes.
Well, speaking of TP, we're going to be TPing my ex-girlfriend's house.
Yeah, we'll use the rest of the single-ply toilet paper.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Just all full circle.
But like a toilet paper roll.
Anyway, I was about to say that I do think sometimes, even if people are in like relationships that are bad, I guess like it can go on too long and then you step in and say something, but it is something that people kind of need to figure out on their own. It's like a growth process that everyone has to go through. Like a lot of times people told me like, you need to end this, you're in this too long, I don't think this is good, and you need to figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah. With any addiction, with any you can't see the true light, and you have to get there. You have to be willing to sort of accept that into your life. All right, what's next?
So that's family and friends. The next one, a common one that I hear is religion. People can fight about.
Yeah, no, I had to sort of be like, hey, just so you know, I'm like sort of Jewish. You're like,
yeah,
how Jewish? And I was like, well, like,
I didn't say how Jewish.
I mean, I'm in it for like the free parties and like the food and like the networking is good. Like we run the entire entertainment industry and we like sort of hook it up to each other, and the free circumcisions. And actually, they're probably not free. I don't really know. I've never looked up the market value price. I don't know what these.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I just assume it was free. I
have no idea. Okay, I have had fights about religion before, though.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Actually, I have too.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just, especially like 4 or 5 years ago, I was 4 years ago, I guess. I was very outspoken about being an atheist on the internet, and I was like definitely more angry about it than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if someone is, religious, or not, I don't even think they were that religious. It was just like not on my level. And I think that, even though I never gave that person crap about any beliefs, they definitely were not okay with me and the things that I would say and the way that I felt. And that would cause a fight. And I'm like, well, this is how I am. So if you don't like it, like, we don't have to date. But
yeah. And then that sort of, you kept having that problem over and over again.
Yeah. And it was never me upset with the other person. It was always them getting really mad at me.
Yeah.
For not agreeing. And then they would try to like debate me. And then that ended poorly for them. And I'm like, well, why? Like, I don't want to debate you. Like, I'm okay if you think the way that you think. Just let me be me. And that, and they couldn't do it.
But even with us, your loud atheism was like sort of like startling in the idea that like I never the word atheist almost has a negative connotation.
It shouldn't, and I'm trying so hard to fight that.
But it really does.
Yeah.
It 100% has it, and sort of scary,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I sort of got it. Like,
I'm not scary, I promise.
You're clearly not angry. But once I started to see, and I'm an atheist, but I like probably wouldn't have even called myself an atheist. I'm just a Jew. But like I'm like a Jew atheist, but like I've always just been a Jew. But I don't believe in God. I'm just a Jew that
If you don't believe in God, then
But you're still
an
a Jew that just doesn't believe in it. It's like Jews for Jesus, but just like Jews that don't believe in
What?
Anyways, we're different. We have our own anyways. But once I started to see the impact of people that grew up in religious households like yourself that would come up and speak to you, and how you were such a guide to them.
It can be really hard for people.
It can be really, and I don't know that. Yeah. My religion was pretty open-ended.
Yeah, I'm kind of learning that. The more time I spend with you and the more I hear from like other friends of mine like Steph and Jesse even, you know, like it's so different being raised than I was.
So you're talking about the Jews now? It's okay.
No, I've had the same conversation with Steph.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's very, it's their lessons. They're not.
I just feel like it's
when my mom splits the ground and someone falls into it. It was just a metaphor. It was just a metaphor. You know, that's what my Torah portion was about. I'm not doing
I
that.
was never told any of that shit was metaphorical.
You're like two
this
animals
literally happened.
You go on a boat 2 by 2.
No, but seriously.
That's so stupid.
Seriously.
I mean, well, if someone's listening to this and like I offended them, like fine.
Like to the point of them coming up to me and being like, your parents got divorced and they didn't get an annulment, so your mom needs to like repent or she's going to go to hell. Like that is the environment I grew up in.
Yeah.
Versus, you know, I feel like you had such a different experience.
Yeah, no, we would like skip services and like make out in the coat room.
See, that didn't happen at Catholic school.
No.
I mean, I guess maybe in high school, I don't know what they were doing, but.
Oh, funny story. I never told you this. Summer camp, Jewish summer camp, right? So this is, I don't know what, this is not even that related, but I talked about.
This is going to turn into a meme.
No, it's not.
Summer camp.
I never told you this. And so anyways, I've always been sort of a little bit of a class clown or whatever.
You?
Yeah, a little. This is not that class clowny, but anyways, at the Jewish summer camp I go to, there are services. Actually, it's not even services that I was skipping services. There was a service which is awesome, by the way, because everyone's just singing harmony and it's like really cool, but whatever. And the songs are great. But there were services on Saturday morning before breakfast, and so I would intentionally take the bottom bunk as my bunk for the summer or whatever, and then right when they'd be like, everybody go to services, I would roll my whole sleeping bag. I would set up a second bed area underneath my bunk, and I would just roll into the wall, and then I would slip down underneath my bed, and I would sleep through services. I would just skip services, and I would just sleep through it in like a bed underneath my bed. Anyways, I did this for a while, and then they realized, and they got like, it was like the biggest super soaker. It was like the one that just like hurts, and it just like, the counselor was like, let's go, and you're like underneath the bunk, just like let the whole super soaker go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's what Jewish summer camp is. That's what our...
See, I wouldn't get that. I would just be like, you're going to hell. I'd be like, oh wow, that's lovely.
No.
Oh, it does sound a lot better though.
Yeah. Good times.
So I guess my advice for that is
really find the middle ground.
Yeah, if you're in a relationship where you're fighting about religion, I just don't think that that's healthy. If you have different religions, that's fine, but if you're fighting about it, that's not okay. You know, respect each other's differences if you're different, and then move on.
But the same way that we're gonna raise our kids. I gave away something too soon. I'm just kidding. We don't.
I'm drinking wine. I'm not pregnant. I promise.
Okay.
All these conspiracy theories. Oh my God.
But like we've had this conversation, and it's gonna be like, this is mommy's backstory. And
Santa Claus and Christmas.
And I Easter.
love Christmas.
I had like my first Easter thing this year.
I mean, yeah, I just like dyeing eggs and decorating them.
I've never dyed an egg.
Like it reminds me of being a kid, and that was always fun, and hiding them, and like that was exciting to me.
Yeah, and that when I was
everybody loves Peeps,
and we did our first Passover Seder this year.
I loved the wine.
And when I was 13, I was like, I'm a man.
Wait,
my mom's
what was
like,
the
Manischewitz. I was 13. I was like, I had my bar mitzvah. My mom's like, don't. And I was just like chugging wine. Anyways, yeah, good times. But anyways, like we're going to be very much like, this is where mom is from. This is where dad is from. Do whatever you want. You have to go to the summer camp so you get to learn how to take off bras. And
I mean, I'm not going to argue with that because I do find it very useful.
exactly.
And I'm like impressed every time.
Yeah. It's a good skill to have. So yeah, find the middle ground with your partner on the religion element. If that is something that is important to you, you can stand your ground, but I don't think it would be smart to not be willing to compromise. That is a negotiation that I don't think will go well if you put your feet into the sand on that one.
Compromise is fine. And I've always been a big advocate of, like, people have always asked me, they're like, oh, even though you're an atheist, would you date somebody who is religious? And I've always said, yeah.
And you've had comments on all of your things about how are you dating a Jew.
People just don't understand. Like, why would you rule out
Oh, yeah, totally.
so many people? Like, that's doing a disservice to yourself. Like, you know, you're going to miss out.
Yeah, no, totally. In defense of, like, they encourage you as a Jew to date Jews or whatever. But that's just because we're such a small part of the population anyways. But, like, with you and I, we're still going to pass on the tradition. So we, like, did it. We're going to, like, do the Passover Seder and, like...
With Christmas trees.
They're going to have to wear little, like, funny hats on their head.
Christmas trees and Hanukkah. We could put, like, a Star of David on top of a Christmas tree.
I love the
There we
idea of a
go.
Star of David on top. Like,
That's cute.
And that's awesome, like, that we get to put our things together.
Aw, we get to put our things together.
Do we baptize our children?
No.
Well, just like every week, or how often do you have to wash them?
No.
Every like 2 days
I
when you
don't
wash
think
them?
so. Anyway.
Okay, I'm just...
Moving on.
Okay.
See, that could be a
Were
fight.
you baptized?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, my God.
I did all the things. I was baptized. I went to First Communion. I had confirmation.
I had one of those wafers.
Really?
Yeah.
I bought some on Amazon not long ago and ate them with friends
Yeah, no, I had one.
in a YouTube video. Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
had
yeah,
one.
I gave you one.
Yeah.
They're not good.
No, it wasn't very good. Yeah.
And the thing that always grossed me out the most, though, was at Catholic Mass, they would give you also the wine, but everyone drinks out of the same cup. And then they use the same, like, cloth to, like, kind of wipe it, but they don't. I just, like, the germaphobe in me was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, that's sort of gross.
So I would always just be like, no. And then they would kind of, like, slightly judge me for passing on the wine, which, you know, even as a kid, I, like, thought wine was cool.
So they walk around and
But-
they're literally like...
They don't walk around. Like, you stand in a single file line, and, like, you stand like this, right? And then they give you the, like, this is the position. They give you the wafer, and then you take it with your hand and you eat it, and then you walk to the wine, and you drink the wine, and then you walk back in the circle
When you
and
say
sit
you
down.
drink the wine, it's like literally a cup that
They have, like, a chalice. It's like a goblet.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, and everyone drinks it at the same thing.
See, we invented drinking wine at this thing, and what they do for us now is they have those cute little plastic cups, and everybody gets like a shot of like whatever.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would always, like, abstain.
You guys got the
from
wine thing from us. We started this.
You were first.
That's right.
Hashtag first. All right, the last one that kind of encompasses a lot. It's if you have different priorities, if you have different plans for the future, you know, and in that certain people can have expectations that aren't met because, you know, priorities aren't really agreed upon.
Yeah.
Or you get into a relationship thinking that you can change somebody's mind, like, oh, yeah, they're not about marriage now, but maybe one day they'll want marriage. Like, you kind of have to have priorities in line.
Yeah. No, I've had some unspoken things that were maybe spoken once where it's like, we're living here now, but once there's kids, we have to go live somewhere shitty. And like,
Yeah.
no.
There's a lot of that. Like, so my, like, advice is don't get into a relationship wanting to change somebody. And I've said this so many times, I feel like a broken record. But date somebody for who they are, not who you want them to be, because they might not turn into that person, and then you'll be disappointed and have wasted time.
Yep. But there's still a line between changing somebody and helping someone be better, because I give you credit all the time.
And I give you credit, too.
For improving me as a person.
Yeah, no, and you should always grow together. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, when it comes to major things, like, do you want marriage? Do you want kids?
Yep.
You know,
You got to line those things up.
These are things that you shouldn't, like, walk into a relationship with someone and be like, oh, yeah, he doesn't want to ever get married, but, like, I'm just so special that, like, I can change his mind. Like,
Oh, man.
girl, we've all said that. It doesn't work out like that.
Yeah, no, that's...
You're never special enough, and then it hurts your feelings that you're not special. And it's not that you're not special. It's that this guy is just not the guy.
Yeah,
know?
you and I are both like so in line with this. We've spent the last like few days. We're watching Allie and Charles Trippy's vlogs right now.
They're so cute. You should check them out.
They just had a baby. Oh, she's got the
Remy,
fever. She's got the fever bad.
You have it so much worse than me.
I don't have it.
You
that worse than her.
No, you are like, hey, look at that baby, and I'm like, oh, a baby, and you're like, you have the fever. I'm like, you pointed it out.
Anyways, yeah.
And then no,
baby's super cute.
We get into bed at night, and you just on the TV, you'll put Charles and Allie and Remy on the TV.
It's really cute. It's like awesome.
And then I'll gush over how cute it is, and you're like, oh my god, you have the fever so bad. It's like you like yeah, I have. You put it on.
Yeah, I mean, but like, yeah. Anyways, it's you should check out their channel. It's they got some cute stuff going on. But I think you and I have always had very inline things. I do music. You speak and do all kinds of cool, inspiring videos on the internet. Sort of different, but you're also like one of the best singers I've ever worked with, so I'm like super stoked on the fact
not that great.
You're really that good. You don't know. You don't. And once we do 37 shows, then you're going to be like really
I'm
cocky.
sure that'll be a lot of practice.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to ever be cocky.
That's good.
I'm probably going to still be like, oh my god, I probably sucked. You're going to have to tell me.
Oh, we're maybe both of us aren't good because we're both going to be like, god damn it, I sucked. We're both going to do the same thing, but that's okay. It's just going to better you, and that's the only way to get...
You were great. I sucked. No, you were great, but I sucked. No, I sucked. No, I sucked. Aww,
you suck more.
You sucked. Aww.
But no, and people will come up to you after the show, and they'll be like, great show. And it's always so hard. Even though, like, yeah, I've done my 10,000 hours of practice or whatever, but, like, I still know that I, like, screwed up one thing once somewhere in there, and, like, I knew, but other people didn't know, but I still beat myself up. Anyways, yes, line up those expectations. There's some things that are not things that you can necessarily compromise in, then you might have some issues. I am so excited because I don't really know if we have any of those.
I don't think we do.
Well, I said it wrong. Like, yeah, I think we confused our no's and negatives right there. Yeah, we're completely in line.
No, I don't think we have any issues.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Need to clarify.
I don't think we don't not have.
Oh god, double negatives. No.
Yeah, triple.
No.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's everything.
This has been a really good episode. Very fun. Still very hot in the studio. Doesn't matter if it's like late at night for us.
I got some bad boob sweat going on right now.
Yeah, but welcome to the Unfiltered Love family. Honestly, this has been such an incredible experience so far for us. I think this is episode 14, I believe.
Yeah.
This is the last episode before we take this.
That is not true.
You're right. You're right. We have one more.
Yeah.
We have one more episode until we take this show.
We might pre-record some.
We might pre-record some shows, but then we're going to take this show on the road. Unfiltered Love will probably be recorded in our RV somewhere in like a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, little me Walmart parking lot.
Exactly.
It's a parking lot party.
And so if you did not know, we are going on tour. We have 37 shows across the world. And you can check out the dates at imperfectlyhumantour.com. If you're interested in where we're playing, you actually can't find out unless you buy a ticket. And that's something that's really cool.
Well, all the cities are on the website.
Well, okay. That sounds stupid.
We have no idea.
But all of the cities are on the website.
Arbitrarily buy a ticket.
All the cities are on the website, so it'll say Phoenix. And the way we have it set up is we have very cool, very cute little venues in each city. Each venue is a little different than the others, and we're having very, very limited capacity ticket sales for each one. And if you buy a ticket, you get the address, and that's how we're controlling it. Tickets are not available at the door. No one else is going to show up. It's super private. It's super intimate, and we're going to get to hang out with all of you guys.
I'm so excited. So yeah, imperfectlyhumantour.com. All the cities are on the website.
Yes, they are.
So you can check it out, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Woohoo! All right, that's it.
That's it.
Goodbye.